Hello to anyone potentially watching this. This is Zach, lead developer for Master Key Games, and as you may have noticed, MKG has undergone a heavy rebranding, and I've actually been putting work into finally laying out a map of things I want to do with it, and so I'm going to share the gist of those ideas in this video as a way to say, hey, we're finally doing things, here's what you can expect. No point in beating around the bush further, so let's get into it. Up first, Flipside is getting overhauled. A background project we have been working on, and I will mention in a few minutes, has been a really good outlet for advancing our artistic skills, and we want to use this chance to apply that new experience to Flipside in order to make it more visually appealing, and with this upgrade, some tweaks will also be made to make the game a little easier to understand in regards of how to progress through it. This enhanced version will be uploaded to Itch, which we have started using as our hosting site. Something we plan to do in order to keep ourselves a little consistent and get some ideas out there is take part in game jams. Last month we participated in Jacksepticeye, and for it we made the jam build of a game called Operation Foresight, which will receive an enhanced version later on that heavily expands on the story it's meant to tell. Overall though, jams will help us focus on starting with very small and manageable projects that we'll be able to deliver on a semi-frequent basis. The Overstory is a small and simplistic project that is currently in the concept phase. It is fairly standalone, not being made for any kind of event. It is designed to play with the concepts of exploration and liminal space, taking place in a forest that seems to go on forever, and a man using nothing but a flashlight and his notepad to keep track of what he finds. There's a lot of things that will be hidden around in these woods, so doing your best to explore will allow you to discover a lot. That background project I mentioned before is a project for the Steam Workshop, specifically Tabletop Simulator. It is a card game, specifically a reskin of Four Souls using another theme. As I said, it has been really good at expanding our art skills by challenging us in a lot of ways. More info will be given once it is closer to having its initial build released. As an extra side of fun, we have a couple projects planned for the relatively near future that are tie-ins with our film division Cringe O'Clock. These projects will star a massive selection from our film universe's roster, while also giving you the chance to know them a little better. Much like the previous entry, more details will be given once they're a little closer to production. Last but certainly not least, in fact this is probably the big one for anyone who has actually been following us for a long time, you're probably wondering what the hell is going on with Invader X. If you were to ask this question, I wouldn't blame you, because it was the first game we ever started working on, and we were very open about it at the time. To answer this question, a lot of things over the years have unfortunately caused it to become very rough around the edges. It doesn't fully work the way it's supposed to, and much like Flipside, suffers from art-related issues, inconsistencies being a major one. Invader X is planned to be remade from the ground up so it can look and function better using a new style, and to test that style, a separate, smaller project about a different character in a different setting will be made as a proof of concept. If that test project ends up being received very well, then it means that what I plan for Invader X to become will also be great. And with that, we reached the end. I hope with us finally being able to put together a path of things we want to do, that we were able to communicate clearly where we're headed and what you can expect. I really want this stuff to turn out well to make up for the fact that this division of our work has been very dead with little to show for a long time. We'll also try to make updates a little more common in general. And with that being said, thank you for your time, and have a great day.